You are not imagining it. There has been a very strange change for the worse in people. And this is not just happening to you. This is happening all over the world. This video, I'm going to expose the harsh truth as to why this is happening, what exactly this strange change is, and how the hell we can cope with it. But in the meantime, if you're looking for like-minded people to motivate you, guide you through this treacherous journey of life, who are straight talking, inspiring, and no BS, join my free community, the No Bullshit Society, where we gather together through our personal truths and level each other up in the process. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment down below. It's free to join. So, I was inspired to create this video after speaking to somebody who I know personally. They said that they're going through a very hard time. They're separating with their partner of 20 odd years. They've just decided to get up and leave, become very nasty, vindictive, selfish, making co-parenting incredibly difficult, hiding money and so on. Perhaps they were having multiple affairs, they were liars and cheaters to begin with, but they said there's been a strange change in them. They're not like they used to be. They used to be kind. They used to be warm. They used to be empathetic. What's happened, they asked me. Why have they changed? Why are they doing this to me? Another person told me a very similar story about someone they worked with. Someone they worked with for over 10 years. Kind, empathetic, supportive. Then all of a sudden, cold, heartless, ruthless, selfish. They said the same thing. There's been a strange change in that person. And of course, the masses of toxic, narcissistic, annoying people who are everywhere and anywhere, we can see how much worse they're getting, how much more selfish they are, how much more toxic they are towards us as well. That's not a strange change, that's an obvious change. But what about those two examples? Well, here's the thing. First of all, I am here to reassure you that you are not imagining anything. Our imagination can play very dangerous, very vindictive, abusive tricks on us. We see the world a certain way. We see the world and life through a certain lens and assume and believe that everyone and everything is to order. If we are religious, which is absolutely fine if you are, we see the world and people for the good that they possess, for the good that they do, for turning the other cheek, loving thy neighbour, being quick to forgive in our hearts. But then, even if you're not religious, we see the world through the way we wish to be treated unconsciously. You're a good, decent person, most likely. You're an empathetic person if you subscribe to this channel and these messages resonate with you, meaning you try to good for people. You try to work hard. You try to put your best out there and you're just trying to make it or even survive. But then there's people around you, your enemies, closer than you think. You could be in business with these people. You could be living with these people. You could be sharing a bed with your enemy. And then when you least expect it, they get up and walk away from you. They get up and expose themselves. And we say the following. Why have they changed? What's made them change? So firstly, rule out your imagination. No, your imagination is not playing tricks on you. No, you are not overly negative. You're not. No, you're not overly anxious. No, you are not some difficult person, some doomer. You are noticing a pattern. You have most likely survived a shitload of trauma in your life. And mostly that trauma was caused by the abandonment, the betrayal, and the hurt of other people. It could have been your family, it could have been friends, it could have even been a teacher, it could have been a past relationship. And you were never shown the way to heal. You were never shown how to make sense of it all. You just got up, put one foot in front of the other, and kept walking forward. But then your instinct, your nature, saw in other people familiar patterns, similar red flags, and you went into fight or flight mode. That panic where your hairs are standing on end thinking, shit, am I going to get screwed over again? Shit, is this the right decision? What if I told you the person that was married for 20 years, whose partner's left away, actually called me 20 years ago, asking for my opinion? Should I be in a relationship with this person? And all the way back then I said no. I said the mere fact that you're asking that question means something is not right, which is the real major point I want to say here, so please bear with me. The person who's been betrayed in their work is the same thing. Should I take this job? I'm not sure about my co-worker. As life and our routines and our rituals take us through the motions, we are very, very, very quick to forget. We bury our heads in the sand. We bite our tongues until it bleeds into our mouth and swallows every single drop because we're just too nice. We're people pleasers. We're just too polite. We're too kind. We are told, maybe through religion or internal gaslighting or through the manipulation of our parents, etc., to just let it go. And then all of a sudden, we are on the receiving end of this sudden change of people. We're on the receiving end of their betrayal, of them stealing money, of them having affairs, of them lying to us, of them exposing who they truly are. One of the most brutal and most harsh and most difficult of realizations. And when that happens and how it happens and if it happens, to comfort ourselves through our imagination, we say and ask, what made them change? What did I do wrong? Where did I make the mistake? How could I prevent this? What could I have done differently? The harsh truth is, yes, people have changed for the worse, and they're getting worse. If you look at social media, if you read news stories, if you see all these scandals of people, it's encouraging a new wave of narcissism and selfishness. For example, back in the day, maybe in the 80s and the 90s, or a bit earlier, you would have to hear through the grapevine about affairs, about people scamming one another. And would you believe it, it would inspire other husbands, other wives, other people to do the same. What if Joe Bloggs has cheated on their wife? I'm going to do the same. What if they've stolen money? I'm going to do the same. But now, thanks to social media, which is a mirror for narcissism, we can see these things happening in real time. And to the weak-minded, stupid, agenda-driven, selfish individual, the real toxic one, this is the green light for them to say, okay, now it's my time to do what I want. It's all rooted in agenda. These people have not changed. They have always been this way. You were too stupid, naive and foolish to notice. And listen, these people are world-class actors and actresses. They literally could win Academy Awards for their performances. How they keep it up, not for just a week, month, year, but for decades, potentially a lifetime. But like I've always said, especially in my community, and especially with people I work with, when somebody shows you who they really are, believe them. By believing them and accepting them for who they really are, you don't see the change. Instead, you open your eyes in a very different way. Instead, you use the power of your imagination to piece together the most complex, trauma-filled and difficult puzzle when it comes to people. You remember the time that they let you down. You remember the time when they hurt you, or the many times they hurt you. You remember the way that they treated other people and you let it go. You remember how you were just a little bit too young, just a little bit naive, not as self-aware, and that behavior that you saw was unacceptable. And all that happened is they got more comfortable. Their agenda was more aggressive on their side. And finally they struck. And who gets hurt in the crossfire? Who gets hurt in the end? You do. And by the way, I've been through this. So I'm not just talking about you. I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly what you've gone through. And it's debilitating on an emotional level. and you try to reason and ask other people what the hell is going on, why have they changed, then you'll get throwaway comments, you'll get bullshit, you'll get nonsense. Because unless you've experienced this, they'll never truly understand. The answer is a painful but obvious one. You just have to make sure that you heal, look after yourself, and put yourself first, but in a very different way that you did before. It is time to stop apologizing for who you are. It is time to stop apologizing for asking for things, basic things from people. It is time to really, truly discover who you are, irrespective of your age, irrespective of your background, what you've done to this point. Do not let your pain and the change, as you assume it to be, of other people define you. You are more than a breakup, a divorce, a betrayal, a setback. In my community, we discuss these things, but we heal and we move on. We get in touch with our new goals and aspirations, and the wounds heal and the scars make us who we are, and we offer that wisdom politely and respectfully to the others who are looking for their personal truth. So cut out the bullshit and join my free community now, and finally feel understood. And lastly on this topic, it saddens me that you've had to go through it, but the person you'll become now is one of two. You'll either be a miserable doomer, a black pillar who just wallows in self-pity and never does anything, never amounts to anything, or you put one foot in front of the other and you become a stronger, boundary-filled person who comes to the same realization as this video, that no, this is not a strange change. This is an exposure of how people, certain people, really are. And now you see through all the bullshit.
Are you sick and tired of feeling stuck in life or being weighed down by endless struggles? Maybe you're exhausted from being walked all over, or tired of never having boundaries, or not saying no, walking away, or stuck in toxic cycles and situations. Well, imagine breaking free from all of that, feeling powerful and totally in control of your life. When you work with me, there's no BS, no fluff, just real, personal transformation. Now, you've seen my journey on YouTube about the power of walking away from the wrong people, overcoming addiction, handling grief, empowering myself from being rock bottom. But this isn't about me. This is not my story. This is your story. Imagine having a life on your terms, having a healthier, better relationship, being able to overcome your struggles and actually be at peace and taste happiness, maybe for the first time ever in your life. Now, other coaches fail when it comes to getting real results because they offer you generic advice that is not catered to you. It's a one-size-fits-all program and it's a load of BS. But I'm different. I listen to you. I take notes. I ask the deep questions and personalize and cater to your needs to take you from where you are now to where you truly want to be. And it's a lot easier and simpler than you think. So here's what I want you to do. If you are genuinely serious about change and personal transformation, book a free discovery call right now down below. And also check out the testimonials from real people and real success stories of men and even women who've turned their lives around thanks to me. There are only limited spots available, to take advantage of this now. And it's only for serious people who are serious about change. So let's not delay. Let's not keep you where you are now, stuck in the same cycles, the same routines for another year. Let's work together and break free together and live life finally on your terms.